So, good evening, everyone. This is going to be a quick one. So, thank you for joining the group. I really appreciate you guys for your time and your commitment. So, I welcome you to one of our launching of a new course by Chevron Academy. So, the title of the course, as you guys have seen on the flyer, is the design and detailing of flat and rib slab. And we are going to be using the manual and software approach for this course. So, but before I dive deep into the course, so this section is going to be divided into two parts. So I'm going to use about 15 minutes to explain what the course is about. Then I will also allow you guys to ask your question in the later part of the session. So it's going to be presentation first, then we now have the question and answer after that. So I will be starting now. Thank you all for joining once again, and I really appreciate you for your patience that you have with us right from the start that we've added the group. So let me just say little things about Chevron Academy. I'm sure about more than 30% or 35% of those that are in this meeting know one or two things about us. So Chevron Academy is just a training institute where we train professional engineers. So, but we specialize in training civil engineers. So what we do is we try to create content and courses that are going to better our practice as a civil engineer. And this course is going to be one of them. So my name is Sherifdeen Adeyemi. That is my name. And I'm the founder of Chevron Academy. So I've been running this platform for more than 4 years now. So it's really and those of us that have taken one or two courses from us, we know how well we've tried to explain and teach and impart people in terms of civil engineering designs. So this front page is just telling you a little bit information. If you want to know more about us, this is our website, chevronacademy.com. I'm going to be sharing this PDF file at the end of this presentation. Then we also have a YouTube channel where we have about more than 4,000 subscribers. And then you can check us via our YouTube page and LinkedIn page. We also have some courses on Udemy, about 5 courses that are doing really great. So I'm going to add a link to the Udemy platform as well before sending out this presentation slide. So now to the course. I'm sure all of us have seen this flyer. So what we intend to do here is we wanted to explain or to show to civil engineers, especially designers, or in terms of if you are also a site engineer or a contractor, so that you understand the idea behind the design and detailing of flat and rib slab. So we are going to be using, based on this information that we've described there, so we start with the manual design approach, then we now end it with using the software, because nowadays nobody really work too much on designing manually, but the manual design can come in handy, especially if you're a consultant engineer. So this course is going to be featuring online videos, calculation sheets, and then you also have certificates at the end of the course. So the course content, I actually wanted it to be as brief as possible, because I don't want to bore us with a lot of subsections. So I just try to group it into 3 parts. So the first thing is we are going to be looking at the manual design of flat and rib slab. So we are going to be running through the manual design of flat and rib slab. So in this case, we are going to be using, the code we use is BS code and the Euro code. That is the code that is quite popular in our part of the country. So we are going to be covering the 2 codes, both the BS code and the Euro code, what the 2 codes recommend for you to design a flat slab, and also for you to design a rib slab. So when we are done with the manual design, that is doing it manually with hand, explaining how the calculation, how the analysis is going to be carried out, analyze it, how to now go about the design. Then once we are done with that, we now move to the design with software. So the software we are going to be using here is going to be Prota Structures. I'm sure about 70% of us already know what Prota Structures is all about and can use it to some extent. So once we go through the design of these two critical slabs, which are flat slab and rib slab on Prota Structures, we explain to you how to all the in and out of you designing a flat slab and rib slab on Prota Structures. Then we now finish the course with the detailing part. So this detailing part is going to cover all the different kind of systems that you can have, because in a flat slab, for example, you have more than 2 or 3 type of systems that flat slab can be constructed. So the same thing applies to rib slab as well. You can have more than one means in which you can actually carry out the system of a rib slab. So we carry out the detailing for each system which we've designed for already. So once you understand this content, so these are the things, 3 things we want to major in this course. There are a lot to this, but I don't want to break it down too much so that it will not be too cumbersome for the presentation. So once you understand the course outline, the next thing I would just like you guys to have at the back of your mind is the only thing you need for this course is at the Prota Structures part, where you need the Prota Structure softwares. So if you don't have it, we are going to provide you with Prota Structures version. And if you have it already, either you have the lower version ranging from 2014, 2016, 2018 to the latest version of 2025, everything is going to be covered in this course. So any version that you have is going to be relevant. So, but this course, we not just want to send you the course package and then everybody will go their way. So we have other things that we attach to this course so that you can maximize the benefits. And one of it is, if you are conversant with our courses, we've tried to introduce weekly live session for any course that we organize like this. So at the end of the week, we are going to create a target so that as you go along with the course, you try to beat the target before the end of the week. So that weekly live session is going to be like a Q&A session where you can ask questions based on what you've learned earlier in the week, and then we try to give answers to them. So, and then another thing is we are going to try as much as possible to cover the design to the BS code and also to the Euro code at the same time. Even though if you are someone that is familiar with the two codes, you know there are more similarity. The similarity between them is really is much compared to the differences. So you able to navigate between the two codes. And then at the end of the section, we are going to generate a calculation template for design, in which is going to be part of the package that you are going to receive at the end. This is going to be at the end of the course. Calculation template for flat slab as well as rib slab. Then we also have certificate of completion, which is going to be given to you. And then another thing is any courses that you are going to be getting from us is going to be a lifetime access. You are going to have access to it for life. So it's not going to be an expired something. So these are some of the benefits you are going to get just by signing up for this course, flat slab and rib slab design. So this is just what I have to say about the class on the topic flat slab and rib slab. So if you have any further question, you can ask me. But before that, let me just explain how the registration is going to go. So this course is going to be a video format. That is, once you make your registration, we share the course folder to you via your mail. So it will be shared to your Google Drive. And you know, once you have a file on your Google Drive, unless you delete it, you will always have access to them. So it's safe and it's a lifetime access. So the cost will be shared to you immediately after you make your payment. So the payment for this course is 15,000 Nigerian naira. So for some of us that are outside Nigeria from the group, I know some of us are not within Nigeria. So you can private chat me privately on how you are going to make your own payment. But if you're in Nigeria, you can make your payment using these account details here. So all of these are going to be shared again in the group. So this is just what I have for us on the course flat and rich slab design. So I'm going to open the floor now so that we can ask our questions. And then I'm going to provide answer. So it's going to be simple. If you have a question, you are going to unmute your mic, but I will like us to be coordinated so that once one person is speaking, the other people can we let their mic still be muted. So if you want to ask question, you unmute your mic and then you can speak. Then I'm going to answer all the questions at the end of everything. So if you have if you have questions, please just unmute, and then once you see that someone is
All right.
in, then you can stop. You can wait for the person to complete.
All right.
Thank you.
Happy
Can
New
I
Year
can I
to
go
you,
on?
sir.
Yeah, I think
Hello.
wait, maybe I can be calling your names. I think Engineer Daniel was the first to signify. Please, you can proceed.
All right. Okay. Nice. Happy New Year to each and every one of us.
Hmm.
To our facilitator. Happy New Year to you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for this wonderful platform. My name is Engineer Daniel Udetuk.
Okay, you're
Yeah,
welcome.
I really appreciate for bringing this out for us to participate and also to improve in our various capacity in design. Please, I want to just make a request to know how much, because I know things like this, it will require anything that involves exchange of values. It requires give and take. So this matter of knowledge, I know uh, at most it is going to require something from us. So I just want to ask how much we going to pay to engage in it, and then how another thing is how efficient is it going to be, like how are you going to carry each and every one of us along, or those that will participate in the course? How efficient is it going to be? How are you going to cover it to satisfy each and every one of us?
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you for that question. I really appreciate. But before the next questionnaire is going to ask, please, I just like to say this so that we try to speed up, because I think we have a lot of people that join the group, about more than about 70. So let's just ask our questions straight away. That will be much more like a concise question straight away. Thank you for that, please. So if you have any other question, you can unmute and speak.
Okay, thank you so much. Happy New Year to you, sir.
Thank
My
you.
question is, yeah, my question is, you didn't mention. I don't know whether I missed it. How long is going to take for the class? And the second thing is, like, I've seen how much it costs. You display it how much it costs to pay. But for somebody like me, you're good. So for somebody like me that I'm a very regular student. I don't know if we can enjoy a little discount being a student in an academy for a very long time.
Okay. Is that all,
Thank you.
sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Please, if you have any further question aside from the one that have been asked, please just unmute and you can ask, especially regarding the class.
Hello, good evening.
Okay, good evening, engineer.
Yes, my own question is that are we going to start the class today or it is after the payment?
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, sir. I'm going to give response to all the questions at once. So I'm trying to write them down so that I didn't miss any part. So if you have a question, just unmute and let us hear the question, please. Okay, maybe people are still trying to rejoin, but maybe I can just proceed with some of the questions that I have already. So during the presentation, the first questionnaire, thank you for the question. I've already answered the cost of the course. I said it's just 15,000 naira to join the class. And then you're asking about the efficiency. Well, I don't really get what you are trying to mean, what you mean by the efficiency, but the thing is the class is going to be a recorded video session. It's going to be recorded, and then we share you the course folder. The course folder is going to contain a lot of things. It's going to contain the recorded videos of the class, of how the design is going to be done. Once you understand that, then you also have course resources like all the materials that are sorted in creating the course, like the design code, some design text, some extracted text, manuals, and all of that. All those things that are consulted to create the course is also going to be inside the course folder. And then during the weekly session, we try as much as possible to follow up. You know, all of us are adults. Yeah, I hope you get. So whenever you have a class like this, based on my experience in this teaching line, so we are professionals. So some people might be involved in one or two things, so they might not have time to follow up with the class. I hope you get. But at least some percentage are going to be active and they are going to flow with the class. So as I've mentioned, we are going to create something like a target, like an objective. Let's say we divide the total topics that we want to cover into 20 subtopics. So we can take maybe 4 of them in week 1, maybe another 4 in week 2, like that. So, but from my projection, so this class should not last more than 3 weeks. So it's just going to be a 3 weeks class. 3 weeks in the sense that the subtopics that we have is going to be breakdown so that it can be completed within 3 weeks. And then after each week, we are going to be having a live session like this, where as a student, you can even project any parts of the course that maybe you didn't get, that you need further explanation. So that will be trashed out in the live session. And then the live session is also for question and answer. I hope you get, like, the question, maybe you add this, but in the class, this is what was said. How do you compare? All those kind of things. We are engineers, so we have to juxtapose informations and all of that. So I think that is the part of the class being efficient. So we try as much as possible to follow up with the students. And then for those that you may be occupied during the 3 weeks of the class, if you have taken a course from us, or you can ask from those that have taken 1 or 2 courses from us, anytime you can come to us and ask your question. You can come to us and ask for clarification anytime, even after the 3 weeks that we want to assign for the class. I hope you get. So that is for the That is for the first question.
That is for the first question.
So I think someone wants to
So
ask.
I think someone wants to ask.
Want to ask a question?
Want to ask a question?
Engineer Lukman,
Engineer,
you can proceed.
you can proceed.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Engineer Lukman. Thank you for organizing the program. It's really my pleasure being among the members of this group. My own question is this. Sorry, please. And regarding the course, for instance, when would has the program started today, or would the program start once the payments has been commenced? And if the duration of the class is 3 weeks, would all the courses, all the class, will it be recorded so that we can have it for those of us that will have interest in registering, so that at least if you want to, in the future, you want to go back as a reference for it, you'll be able to refresh some things you have learned in the class. So that is what I just want to ask, to know more about the
Okay,
class.
thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much.
Please just mute your mic.
Mute your mic
so that I will not be hearing myself. Okay, thank you very much. So before I proceed, I don't know if we still have someone that wants to ask questions, but I think we are just trying to repeat the questions that have been asked before. So if you have a new question that have not been asked, please, you can just unmute and let us hear you. Okay, so pending the time, maybe we are still thinking of what to ask. So the next questionnaire asks, how long will the class take? I think I've already answered that. It's going to take 3 weeks. And then follow up on that, someone also asked that, when is the class going to start? Well, actually, we like to, if you are familiar with us, sorry I kept saying that because I saw that most of the people that joined the group are someone that we've interacted with one way or the other. So that's why I kept saying that. So you note that once we have an introduction section like this, we used to give like maybe 4 to 5 days so that people can. Sorry guys, please. The Zoom app kept disconnecting, so I can't really give a reason for that. I hope you understand. So as I was saying, I hope you can hear me, please.
Yeah, I can hear you, sir.
Okay, I think you want to ask a question. You can go ahead.
Yes, you made mention of 3 weeks for the class.
Yes.
Right? When are we going to start the classes? That is the first question I need to ask.
Okay. Okay, no problem. Your question is noted.
And then, what's the price tag allocated for the course?
Okay. I think
you also made mention of software. What software are we looking at?
Okay. Thank you. Is that all?
Yes, sir. That is all for now.
Okay. So I think most of the questions have been answered. Most of the questions are about how much, when are we starting, how long is it, and then which software are we using. All these questions have been answered earlier. Probably maybe you joined in late. So, but I'm going to address some of it again. So, but please, if you want to ask any question, please try as much as possible not to be about how much, how long, when is it starting, and also if it is recorded or not. We can ask another question because I'm going to address all of that. And mind you, this section is recorded. So I'm going to compile it and then upload it for us so that we'll be able to, for those that are not in this meeting, they will be able to watch them and then they can understand what we want to do in this class. So I don't know if anybody else has a new question.
Okay, please let me ask another one, sir.
Okay.
For an individual that does not have a solid foundation on solid slab design, can that person like learn this particular one fully and get this one without, let me say, having the basics of the solid slab, knowledge of the solid slab?
Okay. Is that all?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Please, any other question here? I think someone wants to say something. Maybe you are Engineer Kelvin, I think. Okay. Probably this is the question. This is the last question that I'm going to take. So if you have any further question, you can ask in the group. The group is still going to be open. The group is going to be open after this meeting. And then I'm going to drop this slide, this PDF file, and then I'm going to readdress the group again, just in case some are not in this meeting. So, but let me readdress all the questions that have been asked. So the first question is how much we are going to pay for this class. So I've already mentioned that the cost is 15,000 naira for those of us that are in Nigeria. For those of us outside Nigeria, so you can DM me privately on how you get into the class. Then another questionnaire is asking that how long is the class going to take? So I mentioned that it's going to be a 3 weeks program. So, and then the start date has not been, let me just say, we are going to be starting on Thursday. So that's when we start. Today is Sunday. So we have, like I mentioned, we used to leave like 4 to 5 days so that people can register. So the class is going to start on Thursday officially. So if you want to take part in the class, you should try as much as possible to make sure that you registered before then. And then another questionnaire, there's another question that I've skipped. I'm going to talk about it last. So they said, when is it starting? I've mentioned that it's going to be on Thursday. And then will it be after payment? Yes, of course. The course is not a free class. So it's actually a paid class. So for you to be able to access the class, you have to pay for the registration fee, which I've mentioned that it is 15,000 naira for we in Nigeria. So, and then another question is if the class is recorded. Yes, like I mentioned, the classes are pre-recorded videos. That is, they have been recorded already. So once you registered, what we are going to do is we share you the course folder. Inside the course folder, I've mentioned that it's going to contain the recorded video, the resources, and then in the later part, when we are going to be adding the calculation sheet, you get the calculation sheet inside the folder shared to you once you registered. So, and then inside that folder, you'll be able to take the course based on the designated objective for that week. Like let's say this week we are going to cover this and this. So you go to the folder shared to you, you watch that part, and then if you have any question, you jot it down. When we have a meeting, you ask, or if it is something you like to have answers to in the class group, you can drop your question there and then we attend to it. So that means the class is recorded already. And then the live session that we are going to be having, which is going to be a Q&A session between the instructor and the students, is also going to be recorded, which is going to be shared to the group. You know, it's not all of us that will be available. So just for those that are not available, you'll be able to have access to it. And then the last question, the individual was asking that if you don't have knowledge of solid slab before, can you join this class? Well, if you see the adverts, personally, I don't expect anybody that don't even have any knowledge on normal slab design to think of joining. to be honest. So I always try to be honest. So it's better if we have a course on manual design of reinforced concrete structures where we design solid slab, beam, column, staircase, foundation, just like this one, but it contain all the slab, all the structural members in a practical way. That is, we make use of a project and we do it manually from the beginning to the end. So I will recommend that course for you instead of you going for flat and rip slab. So the major reason why we try to bring up this course is, we know the solid slab is really common, but the flat slab and rip slab is not something common. But sometimes as the designer, your client might request for it, that this is the kind of slab they want, especially if maybe the client is a needed person, or maybe you personally, from your judgment, you feel that providing solid slab will not be best suited for the project. So this kind of slab is now common, but majority of engineers cannot really understand the, let me not say engineers, but in quotes, try to understand me. So they don't really understand the rudiment of the design. So some people will just they will just put anything, like for example in rib slab, there is a minimum thickness for your rib, there's a minimum thickness for your slab. So all those kind of things, if you just go to the software, for example, whatever you put is what the software will give you. So it will not even tell you, okay, this thickness of slab is not even, does not meet the requirement. If you want to have a drop panel in a flat slab, what is the size that you are supposed to use, the minimum size, all those things. That is what the code try to guide you about, the minimum size, the maximum size. Can you design your design to standard? So that is just what this class is all about, so that it can enlighten us about how to correctly design all these special, let me put it in quotes, special slabs. So to the question, so I will recommend for someone that don't have knowledge of solid slab to go for the course that I recommended before. And that course we have for both BS code and also for Euro code. So you can DM me privately on that if you want full details on it. So it's ready. It's just for you to make your payment and then you get started. So those are the questions that we have for this session. So, and then the last question, someone, a good friend of mine, is my good friend. So he's asking me if we can give a discount, especially for those that maybe they've gotten one or two courses from us before. Well, whenever I'm setting up courses like this, I don't really like to distinguish between maybe you've been coming to you've gotten one or two courses from us or not. So I try to make it general as much as possible. So if you want to make a discount, so it's going to be offered general to everybody. So the price tag that we gave the course, it has already been discounted, because when we try to look at the content of the course and then we compare it with what we have before and also what we can see, so we saw that that price is undercharged. I hope you understand. So the 15K price is already discounted, so we cannot go below that. I hope you understand, sir, and I hope it is clear. So before we end the session, so I don't know if any other person have a question based on what I've mentioned here. So I will just give us like 5 minutes so that we can ask our question. Please, if you have a question, you can unmute and then we.
Good.
Yeah, good evening, engineer.
Yeah, I asked a question in the group chat, but
Okay.
since it has
Okay,
so
I'm checking
actually
it now.
okay.
You say,
Well,
are
my
you the
question,
ones? Okay, please, you can proceed so that I will not waste time. Yeah.
the question is, design is different from drawing presentation.
Yes.
You can have a very fine design and presenting it, in paper form in order to be interpreted on site is
Yes.
another ballgame entirely.
Yes.
So Is the training going to be included with drawing presentation?
Are you talking about for flat slab or drawing presentation generally?
No, for the flat and ridge slab.
Okay. Yes, of course. It's going to
You
include
know,
detailing.
is the class included from the design up to drawing presentation using AutoCAD? You understand?
Like you mean
That is the
from
question.
structural layout to uh analysis, loading, design, and everything. Is that what you are trying to say?
Those are part of the design. Now, after the whole design,
Okay.
putting it into drawing presentation
Yeah, I
that
get
can be
that.
printed.
I get
Mm.
that. You said, is it going to include the pre-design? Like maybe creating layout? Is that what you are trying to say?
No, I'm asking for post design now, not
Okay,
pre
I
design.
understand you clearly. I understand you clearly. It's noted. Okay, if any other person want to ask question, but I think there are some questions in the chat which I would like to attend to them. So, someone is asking, please, is there going to be a software training for the design or is just manual design? Then we have how many hours together for the recorded videos? Will there be any lecture after the arts? How easy will it for someone that does not trace the design concepts? How easy will it be for someone that didn't trace design concept? Thanks for clarification. However, you are yet to address the software expected to be used for the training. Okay. From the first questionnaire, Engineer Quadri, I think. So he's asking if the course is going to cover design and then presentation. As I've mentioned, if you look during the course outline, I mentioned that we are going to have manual design for flat slab and rip slab, and then we do with the software. So the software we want to use is Prota Structures. So that answers some of the question in the group chat. And then it's also going to contain detailing. Detailing, that is how you present your, you've already designed, then how you now present the design output. So that is detailing, how to arrange your reinforcement, all of that. They are going to be covered in the class. So, but I think he is trying to emphasize on putting drawings to sheets. So I think all those things are just basic elementary that I expect, if not all of us, that at least some of us that are already into the stuff to know how to do. But all in all, it's something we can add. Maybe when we do your detailing finish, we are going to add how to put it to sheet so that you understand, okay, what scale should I use and all of that. This is just going to be like an addition. I didn't really add it to the course before, but based on this question, so it's what I'm going to be adding. I hope that is clear. So let me attending to the other question in the group chat. So someone is asking that is it going to be manual or software? It's going to be both. I've mentioned that. So we take the manual first and then we do the software. So the software we are going to be using is Prota Structures. So, and then someone is asking how many hours. I cannot tell you the particular hour now, but it's going to be more than 6 hours class. So that is just what I can say. And then will there be any lecture after the adverts? I don't really understand this question, but maybe what the person is asking is after this session, maybe we have a class. No, it's until you register for the course, that is when you can join the course and have all the lecture materials. Then we have someone named iPhone. How easy will it be for someone that doesn't trace design concept? Maybe you don't have design background. So I will not recommend this course for you. We have other basic courses for some of us that don't really have design knowledge. You can contact me on how to get into those courses. We have basic courses for fundamentals on design. And then someone is asking the software to use. I've mentioned that the software is Prota Structures and you can get any version. Any version you get is going to be applicable. How easy will it be for someone that does not have design? Okay, I think is try to clarify the question that was asked earlier. So, like I said, I will not recommend you to take this. It's better you go for a more basic class, which you can DM me on. So if you are just joining, we are going to be uploading this recorded session to the group, and then we address the group again tomorrow, so that for those that didn't join the meeting or didn't even watch the video we uploaded, you are going to understand what we are trying to achieve here. And someone says some of the flat slab contain drop panels, some also doesn't. How are we going to look? Yeah, like I've mentioned, I think probably maybe you are not in the presentation. I said, for example, in flat slab, we have 3 ways or 4 ways in which flat slab are being constructed. So all of them are going to be covered. You should be rest assured. Then what time on Thursday? I cannot give you a particular time, that one will depend on the agreement of those that register. So it's better you make your registration early so that you'll be able to have a say on the time. So is proto structures also be used for the fundamental training? I don't really get you, but maybe you can private chat me on this so that I can understand better. So I think that is all the questions that we have. So we are going to be ending the section here. Thank you very much. I really appreciate you for your time, for you to join this meeting. I hope you guys are all going to be part of this course. And I'm trying to assure you that this is going to be one of the best start of your year. So thank you very much. Have a nice day.